Welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-November 2022 reading for the sign of Virgo. If this is your first time to my channel, Virgo, welcome. Glad you found it. Hope you stick around. And if you're returning, thank you very much for your support and returning. So let's get into it. If you have been here before, I do a general inquiry, as you know. What does Virgo need to hear for mid-November? What message does Virgo need to hear for mid-November? Got something going on. If I recall, your last couple of readings were about, I believe it was you exiting a relationship, kind of going off on your own. Something along those lines. I know that's very general, but for some reason I'm already picking up something like you're on a new path as far as figuring things out on your own. That's that kind of energy. Cards of advice are coming out now, and then we'll get started for Virgo. Okay. No time to waste, eh? Six of Hearts, yes. What was I just talking about? So, Six of Hearts talks about new opportunities and options opening up for you, especially in relationships. It also denotes to me that you're not carrying around baggage from the past relationship. So, as an example, I'm not saying this is you, but if you're bitter, angry, unresolved in some way emotionally, carrying those around, well, those feelings and that kind of energy around while you're trying to pursue other relationships sets you up to sabotage them, honestly, probably even unconsciously. So that's a good sign there that you are in the clear. You have more hearts here. You have the Eight of Hearts and the Six of Diamonds. Eight of Hearts talks about going out and socializing and meeting and greeting and spending time with family and friends. It also talks about the potential to meet somebody significant. You're definitely on this path to creating new, dare I say, romance in your life. If it's not romance, you're looking for someone special in some form. Whether that's close friendship, just allies in general, is like you're trying to find your tribe, for example. Could be that kind of situation. But that's what the Eight of Hearts talks about. The Six of Diamonds, interestingly, came out with that. It's about opportunities and options for you to take better financial responsibility. I do remember something in your last reading about that. Taking financial responsibility, perhaps even figuring out a budget now that you are a one-income household kind of situation, right? Coming out with the Eight of Hearts, it's possible that the opportunities and options are going to come to you through socializing, through going out and meeting people and being social, not locking yourself up in a dark room. Okay, Virgo, I think you like to do that. I know a couple of Virgos that like to be a hermit. So you're definitely being encouraged to get out there, or you are doing that. Jack of Diamonds, yes. This is, it could be a younger earth sign. Could be you, Virgo, or a Taurus, or a Capricorn. It's also the card of being, you're kind of in new waters as far as your finances go. You know, unexperienced, not having a lot of experience to rely upon. I definitely remember that being a theme in your last reading, so I think you're still kind of trying to figure things out. Seven of Spades. Looks like some kind of information here came to the surface that was previously hidden from you. I don't know if it had to do with the past relationship or something about your finances that was revealed. It's usually not a good thing. I'll be honest. It also it kind of sets up the tone for separations between people because the information is not as we say, aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't make things look good. So let's get some more information about Virgo and what they're going through mid-November. I suspect that's just more information about the past relationship, but you got the Six of Hearts, so you're open in a lot of ways to new relationships, so don't let that fool you. Three of Spades. Yes, you definitely have some worry and some stress going on, probably from the past relationship. I'll be honest, it's a little bit of worry that involves some kind of third party or just a third element that's in the picture. Unless there's something else that fits your situation, I would suspect it's the past relationship stuff, just some residual stuff going on in the background. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, contact you, nudge you in some way. You got another 3 here. With this one, we're looking at money matters, but in a good sense. It's about things being balanced and comfortable financially. Within a partnership. Very interesting that it came out with the 3 of Spades. Maybe there's still something looming, I'm hearing hanging in the air about finances, money. Yeah, I think I'm going to encourage you to go back and look at that last reading. If you haven't seen it already, there's a playlist on my channel for Virgo, and there's also a card that will pop up in the right-hand corner at the end of this video. You can click on that and see that last reading, because I think there was an element of you figuring out finances, one whole household, separating finances, learning how to be more responsible. I got this feeling of like you rearranging things. To me, that's like planning and budgeting. And there's still worry about money matters, because like I said, those 2 3s came out together, and one is very much about worry and stress. So that's too many cards. Any more information about Virgo's situation, please? Yep. Yeah, you're on this new start with finances for sure. Ace of Diamonds also talks about the desire to increase your income or increase your net worth, increase your abundance. It goes without saying that you're still you're kind of in the thick of it, as far as you're still in the process of figuring all that out. I get that very strong vibe with that. 10 of Clubs talks about wrapping up some kind of major cycle. It also involves travel. Always with the 10 of Clubs, it's for good reasons though. Perhaps you're thinking about getting away for a while. I actually personally know a Virgo who was talking to me very recently about just taking like a couple weeks off work, and I was assuming they were going like on vacation. They're like, no, I'm just taking the time for myself. Could be that kind of thing. You're just taking a mental vacation, that kind of travel, getting away from it all. Again, I know the Virgo, I believe your card in tarot is the Hermit. If it's not, you have those tendencies. Virgos have very strong tendencies to kind of lock themselves away and be distant. So this could also be emotional, mental travel, that's needed. But you've wrapped up some kind of cycle with that 10 that's implied with that. So I don't know, maybe you just need time away to process things, to let things settle. Queen of Spades, yeah, you're definitely still holding back with this Queen of Spades. If you've been with me before, you've heard me talk about her. She's reserved. She's got some power and authority, because these Queen cards, and we're not looking at genders, so it's not necessarily female energy, but it's the kind of authority that's not as dominant as, say, a king, and not as in your face, more subtle, more gentle. But the Queen of Spades is a little troublesome. They hold back. They don't let you know what they're thinking. I always think this is you, Virgo. I'll be honest. In a generic sense, you can look at this as another person. It could be an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It could be somebody in your midst that fits that bill. If it does, take it as it fits, okay? But if not, I'm going to say that's you. And I think this is where maybe I'm hearing mental vacation. You just like need to check out for a while, disengage from the worry and what you're still figuring out with the finances. Although the finances are looking okay. Not seeing like huge windfalls and prosperity, but options and opportunities. Stay social, right? And you're still in this new beginning, and it's still very new with the Jack of Diamonds. Let's look at your cards of advice, shall we? King of Clubs. You might have a fire sign involved. Or this could be you if you have fire in your chart. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. This is definitely that king energy I was mentioning earlier. Not necessarily male, but could be male. But it's more about the dominance, the control. This king in general has very good advice to give. They have, what I'm trying to say, very, very high morals and standards, so you can rely upon them for guidance. Maybe that is you these days. Your moral compass is very keen and very set on sending you in the right direction if you're represented by that energy. Let's keep digging. Cards of advice. 4 diamonds, 2 of diamonds, Jack of hearts. 4 diamonds does talk about windfalls. What was I just saying? Not necessarily the type of windfall where you're set for life, but significant enough. Also talks about it creating, stability and security around the home with the 4. The 2 of diamonds talks about harmony and balance. Especially in a partnership, doesn't have to be. It's about investments, about, happy relationships going the right way. Perhaps you have, perhaps you live with another family member, like a sibling. Since there's a strong indication with the last reading that you're not romantically involved, because there's these hearts talking about the potential for relationships to come along here with the 8 of hearts too. But there's some kind of balance and harmony going on with your finances. That's a very good sign. The Jack of hearts, you got your heart open. Could be a water sign, could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, but I tend to see the Jack of hearts as the sign I'm reading for and where their heart's at, and there's indication here that you are open to new relationships. It's also a degree of vulnerability with that Jack of hearts, because when our heart's open, obviously we're opening ourselves up to potentially being let down, potentially being hurt, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. In general, I would say this is a very good trio of energies right here. Balance and harmony with finances, a little bit of a financial boost. Oh, by the way, 4 diamonds does also talk about being careful with your spending. Don't be excessive. Like I said, I don't see cards of great prosperity, at least not yet. But you definitely have something going on that's going in the right direction with your finances, and your heart's open. So I think it's a good synopsis of where Virgo is right now. And look at this. You are feeling very supported and connected in your home life. Again, whether that be family or friends, there's a lot of stability there and a lot of security. You're feeling very stable that way. And look what I was just talking about. This is the prosperity card. This is going to lead you here. This was again, if you're new to my channel, this top row of cards are the cards of advice. I tend to read this as the card in the middle, because I will go the other direction as well. It's kind of where you're at, and this is the trajectory of where you're headed. Sometimes there's a card of a warning card. What am I trying to say? A warning message or some kind of advice, but ultimately, this is what it's telling you. This is where it's leading you. So the Ten of Diamonds is a completion of a cycle that leads to great prosperity and success and financial abundance. This was the card I was saying that hadn't shown up, and it just did. Look at that. You're on the way there. And you have all the security here. Emotionally, you're set. You're set. And you have your heart open. Good job. Good job, Virgo. Here we go. Asking for more cards of advice. Sometimes on this half of the advice I do get some kind of very particular message. So let's see what happens here. The Nine of Spades. Yes, the completion of something pretty, I almost said devastating, but very disappointing. This is the completion of some kind of loss, dissatisfaction. It was a change that was forced upon you. You didn't have a lot of control over it. It could have been traumatic in some way. And I did originally try to pop out with the word devastation. I don't know if you were devastated, but it was very close to that. Nine of Spades in the cards of advice here tell me that is over. It's behind you. But you did just come out of this pretty dark period, as we established. Five of Spades that led to a separation of sorts. Five of Spades. Five of Hearts, sorry. You can see this as the Five of Hearts. This is the separation card, a change that occurred that it resulted in a separation. It doesn't always have to be for, like, breaking up reasons and relationships ending. Sometimes it could be more generic. It could be people traveling for work, so somebody's away from home a lot, or someone, going off to college. But it came out with that Nine of Spades. I think this definitely has to do with the separation you just went through that caused changes in the home situation. What else can you tell me about Virgo's advice here? These came out together. Two of Clubs, Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts is that new start. Pursuing what your heart desires. Doesn't have to be romantic, but whatever it is, emotionally, you're looking for emotional fulfillment. I do think relationship is highlighted here. I do. In addition to finance, because we did see that Ace of Diamonds. So you are looking to increase your abundance, but you're also looking to establish ties, strengthen bonds, welcome a new romance into your life. Very likely. Very likely. With the Two of Clubs, there is balance and harmony. That's the general air around this new start, if fulfilling your heart's desire, sorry. But the Two of Clubs specifically, and here's your specific message, talks about a need for communication. I'm not sure if there's somebody that you've been, seeing, or somebody you have your eye on. Perhaps you need to communicate what you're looking for more directly. That's what the Two of Clubs talks about. Or if it's some kind of other thing that you're thinking, no, I'm not really looking for romance, but I am looking for this. There's some kind of communication that needs to occur. Whether that's putting it out there to the universe and spelling out exactly what you want, or speaking with other individuals or an individual about what's on your mind. Any more cards of advice before we wrap this up for Virgo for mid-November? King of Spades, Seven of Clubs. Kind of see this is where you were at. It kind of makes sense though, because we just did talk about starting off in the direction of your heart's desire. The Seven of Clubs is about feeling trapped, feeling like that you had no other option. It's imprisonment. That was the experience with the Seven of Clubs. I do think very likely you were involved with a water sign. That's what the King of Spades represents. I don't think this is you. I think this is a person. Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra with this King of Spades. They were controlling. They were controlling. And that's what you're leaving behind. Again, this little pile here with the Nine of Spades. I don't know if you can still see it. Nine of Spades talk about the completion of a loss. The Five of Hearts talked about a separation that changed your lifestyle. With the Ace of Hearts, it's about you pursuing now what your heart's desire. You know, what you desire, not what somebody else desires. With the Two of Clubs, it's about communicating that, putting it out there to the world in some way. And this is where you came from. And I do think that means it's behind you. This is what you had to do. It's a confirmation of what you had to do. This is the course that you had to follow. Because you were feeling trapped, and you had this, I do think, this strong water sign, this dominant water sign controlling you. And if they didn't have like the dominant personality, there was something about the relationship that made you feel controlled. Let's just put it that way. Maybe they're the ones who had the, who owned the home. And so you were living under their roof. Maybe they're the ones with the bigger income, so you felt always financially dependent on them. Whatever the case is, you felt trapped. You felt imprisoned by it, and it wasn't healthy. Okay, Virgo. I think we're going to leave it there. I see you're leaving behind that very dark period of your life, that relationship that wasn't serving you. And I see very good things over here with your finances looking better and better and leading ultimately to this. And you're feeling more and more like this, secure, supported, loved in your home life. Is feeling fantastic. And you have your heart open. I think this King of Clubs is about you taking control of all of these aspects. And that's actually a powerful energy. Again, if you have fire in your chart, it definitely applies to you in that sense. Okay, I hope that helped. If you'd like to see when the next video comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe, notifications, or save the video so you can find my channel again and check in with me and see what your next reading looks like, okay? I will see you again soon. Take care, Virgo.